begin with a scripture reading. I'll take a random text. So Mr. Terence suggested that whether we could read from Exodus. So I'll be taking a random text. I am sharing my screen with you. Then I will later send you the text. Good. So I hope you are able to see the text here. The text is relatively smaller, but we'll make it. We are going to read from Exodus 3:13, where Moses interacts with Yahweh. So I read from here. So I'm highlighting the text here. So this is what we are going to read. Vayomer Moshe El Ha Elohim Hinne Anohi Ba El Bene Israel Va Amarti Lahem Elohe Avodechem Shelahani Elohechem Va Amaru Li Ma Shemo Ma Omer Elohim. Once again, Vayomer Moshe, I'm highlighting, Vayomer Moshe El Ha Elohim Hinne Anohi Ba El Bene Israel Va Amarti Lahem Elohe Avodechem Shelaheni Alechem Va Amaru Li Ma Shemo Ma Omer Alechem. Good. Let's just understand. Then we'll go to the next one. 13 and 14. Vayomer. That is Amar. Amar is to speak. Moshe. And Moses spoke. El Ha Elohim. So here, something curious here. We have a definite article being added to the name, proper noun, but it's there in many places. El Ha Elohim. Moses said to God, Hinne. Hinne is behold. Anohi. I. Behold, I. Ba. I am coming or I come. El. Two. We have seen El. Bene. Bene is Bene Israel. Sons of Israel. Banim is sons. Israel is a construct. Sons of Israel. Va Amarti. And I tell them. Amarti Lahem. Tell to them. This we'll see today. Lahem. Elohe. Elohe Avodechem. Elohim. Here it becomes a construct. Elohe Avodechem. God of your fathers. Shelachni means Shelach means to send. Ni sent me. Alechem sent me to you. Va Amaru Li. And they ask me, Ma Shemo, what is the name? Ma Omer Alehim, what will I tell them? So Ma is what? Omer, that I will, or what I will be telling. Alehim, I will tell them. Then we go to the number 14, the famous words. Vayomer Elohim. Vayomer, 1 minute. Vayomer Elohim El Moshe Yehye Asher Yehye. Let me highlight it. Vayomer Elohim El Moshe Yehye Asher Yehye. Vayomer Ko Tomer Livne Israel. Yehye Shalachni Alehem. So here we'll understand. Vayomer, again from Amar, means to say or to speak. Elohim, God spoke. El Moshe, God spoke to Moses. Yehye Asher Yehye. It is Haya. Haya means to be. Yehye means I will be or I am. Asher who I am. It's like it's translated usually as I am that I am, or I am which I am, or I will be which I will be. Like God, in a way, here he evades saying his name. Vayomer, Ko Tomer. Vayomer. Again, he says, Ko Tomer Livne. Ko is like this. You will say to the son to Livne, to the sons of Israel, Ihye Shalachni Alehem. The I am sent me to you. I am sent me to you. So this is the meaning. 13 and 14. Getting it? Okay. Once
Thank you
again.
for that.
Okay. Vayomer Elohim El Moshe Ihye Asher Ihye Vayomer Ko Tomer Livne Israel Ihye Shelachni Alehem. Good. Got it? Super. So that's just a reading from the book of Exodus. And that the software which I was using is, you might have heard of Bible Works. It's called Bible Works, where you get all the versions of the Bible, and is used for exegetical studies. Like suppose you want to know the root word of that or how a word functions. So this Bible Works is now available in I think in app form also. Bible Works, and there is Accordance. So both are very good for Bible studies. Good. And there is Olive Tree also. Olive Tree offers some free versions of Hebrew Bible. Like you just press and hold a particular word and you get the root meaning and the grammatical declension, etc. That's a good app to begin with. Very good.
This Bible Works is a software for that. We have to purchase this.
Yeah, Bible Works is software we need to purchase.
Okay.
So it's about 10,000 in our price.
Okay.
Yeah. Earlier it was offered freely, but now means for 4 or 5 years it's only purchased version. Good.
For this Exodus 13:14, what we just read,
Yes.
this is the starting point. I am who I am, or I am existing and I am. This is called Yahweh.
Yeah, this is the beginning of the name
name
Yahweh.
right? So
Yes.
Yahweh, in the sense, that's where they wanted to say that as Adoni or Hashem. They don't want to pronounce as Yahweh.
They don't want to. They will not pronounce it Yahweh. So
I
this
just
is the
wrote a small article day before yesterday based on this to my group about Know Your Hebrew Bible. I was just using this 3:14 just to say why Hebrews are not pronouncing Yahweh.
Okay. What's the explanation given there?
I prepared it. I just share with you later.
Okay, good. Yeah, this is the beginning point. Good. Thank you, Mr. Kumar. Thank you. Very good. So welcome once again to the day 11. And today we are one lesson behind, but we'll be able to cover today lessons 10 and 11. And so far, to quickly revise what we have seen the alphabets, that is consonants, vowels, definite article, prepositions, 3 types of preposition. Then we have seen adjectives, then declension of adjectives, like adjectives, how they change according to the person and number. Then we saw how we can use the participles like adjectives and how participles decline like adjectives. So that's what we have seen so far. And now we are able to identify each consonant, each vowel, and each mark in the Bible. So that way, the prime purpose of our course is solved. That is, we are able to passively recognize each consonant. So the next one comes the grammatical part. That is grammar, just we have introduced. And so far we have seen only adverbial predicates, adjectives. And towards the end, that will be 13th, 14th lesson will be looking at the perfect tense. So that is the only tense, perfect tense. And based on that tense, the other tenses are formed, like imperfect, participle. So the tenses are very few and tenses are very different. It's very different from the way we have taught in English or in other languages. Because tense primarily expresses time, past time, present time, future time. So how the Hebrew mind expresses these three times, we will see. Then there is a imperfect tense. Just I will introduce, like for example, Amar, Vayomer. Amar also we translate as he said. Vayomer also we say and he said. But actually it's in the future form. So why do we say that both are translated in the same way? So we'll see that also towards the end. Good. So with that background, let's get into lesson 10 that what we were supposed to see the other day. Good. And share my screen with you.
Whether we supposed to revise the extension of participles, three other roots.
Yeah,
Third,
that's what we are going to see.
oh,
Thank you. Good. So the other day, that's lesson 10. If you look at the slide here, there I have put participles continued. So like there are three other ways of forming participle. Just I will show you the differences here, then I will explain to you in the paint. Okay, first let's understand these three differences. Number one, when the second or third consonant of a verbal root is a guttural, that is aleph, ayin, he, het, the forms of the participle are slightly modified. When the second consonant is a guttural, we find a for a in the plural stem. Okay, let's explain with the paint. I come back to the screen. Okay, so this is the regular participle. So you have in the screen, I am using the first form, that is kotel, kotelet, kotalim, and kotelot. So here, kotel, that is OA. OA is a participle form, then participle masculine form, then eth is feminine form, kotelet, then kotalim, that im is a masculine plural ending, then kotalot, oath is feminine plural ending. So this is the regular participle. So now we are going to see how it changes in the different place. Means three other places are there. We are going to see. First let us understand the guttural position. So there in the rule which we saw just now, when the second or third consonant of a verbal root is a guttural. So here we have for example, this particular word. So we have katal. So here we have, so this is the word or triconsonant which we have used. So this is number one position, number two, number three. So the rule says in the second and third position, if any guttural is there, so there are 5 gutturals, but here they are given only 4, like aleph is a guttural, ayin is a guttural, he is a guttural, het is a guttural, and resh is a guttural. Okay, but here we just omit resh. Okay, by guttural, a grammatical point of view, what is the implication is gutturals do not take shua. Okay, so gutturals cannot take a shua. So they have to be always accompanied by another vowel sound. So that's a simple rule grammatically. So now we are going to see here, suppose in the second and the third position, that is in the position of tet and lamet, if we have one of these four gutturals, how the participles will change. So, for example, we have the word zoic. Zoic means crying out. I'll explain. Okay, first let's understand the word here. Zoe. So this is number one position, number two guttural position, number three guttural position. So now the rule says when the guttural position two, if there is if in the consonant position, in the consonantal position, so we have this is number one, number two, number three. So here we have a guttural here in the second position. So when there is a guttural in the second position, how the participle changes, that we are going to see just now. Only in one place it changes, so we need not worry much. I'll explain to you. Okay. So the word here is maybe zoic. So for masculine singular, it is same. Sade, zoic. So look here, Sade and Ayin, they may look different, but they are actually flipped side of each other. So Soek is same. Okay. Then the next one, Soeketh, that also no change. So same like Kotelet. So show AK. Same, no change here. And the third one, here comes the change. So you write so Sade, I, then Kof, then Im. So here, first vowel does not change. In the second one, instead of Shua, so we have a A sound. That is the change. The other ones remain the same. So since gutturals cannot take a Shua, so we add a vowel A sound. So a Kim. Then next one also, since guttural cannot take a so a quote. So a quote. So a quote. So if you look here, so the change is only here. So here we have a Shua, here we have a Shua, and this Shua has a vowel sound. That's a change because guttural cannot take a Shua by itself. So then when there is a guttural in the second position, this behaves this way. Otherwise, the others are same. Meaning is same. For example, it's a masculine singular, feminine singular, masculine plural, feminine plural. Only in the form there is a change. That is a rule number 2. In the sense, first one is regular, second one is second or third guttural. Now the third, means the third rule in general, but the second deviation is when the third consonant is, so here I'll explain here. Suppose we have a word here, barah. So this is a barah means to flee. Flee. To flee means to run away. Like bara, we have in the book of Judges, chapter 4, where Barach is chasing the king and the king runs away. That is Barach. Barack Obama, we say. So Barach is more or less to flee. So here, Barach means to flee. Here, the consonantal position is number 1. Let me use a different. So here we have number 1, number 2, number 3. So the rule tells, suppose in the position of this varah here, how this will change. So it changes only in the feminine form. Other places it doesn't change. I'll explain now. We'll take this varah. So we write barah means to flee. So fleeing will be the participle. So o, same like other bore. And here whenever he or het comes, already it has a gliding vowel. So that is boreya. Then in the next one is the change. In the next one it is o, ra, hat. So this is the change. So instead of a sound, we have a sound. So we put that again here, since it's the beginning. So borahat. Then the next one is regular. Like we have borahim. Then last one, regular, boraho. This is it. So boreya, borahat, borahim, borahot. Here the guttural position is in the third one. Hey, so that's why so instead of a sound, so here we have a sound. This a sound, this a becomes a, borahat. That is the participle form 3. Let's go to the last one. That is easier than the one. When the third consonant is aleph, third consonant is aleph. We have seen a word. Suppose we have kara. Kara is to call or to name. So this is the position 1, consonant position 2, and consonant position 3. In the third position, if there is an aleph, what will be the change? So that is the final rule of participle. Let's take this word and we see. It's very simple. Only in one place it changes. First one, we write kore as it is. Kore means he is calling. Ko re. Kore, he is calling. Then next one comes the change. Where it is ko reth. So long sound is retained. Ko reth. So this is a silent. So ko reth. So only change is here. Ko reth. Then next one korim, koroth. They are regular. So here we have kor, im. The next one is korvoth. That's it. So if you take everything together, so we'll go one by one. Only these 4 forms in participles, that is regular one, where all the consonants, so consonant 1, consonant 2, consonant 3, they are non-gutturals or regular. So how they behave, kotel, koteleth, kotalim, kotaloth. In the second position, there is a guttural. Because the guttural can't take a shua, so the shua position changes to a. So that's what we have. Zoek, zoeket, zoakim, zoakoth. Then third one, in the third position, there is a guttural, het or ayin, which takes a gliding vowel. How it changes? Boreya, borahet, borehim, borahoth. Then last one, when the last position is guttural, especially if it is aleph, kore, koreth, korim, korvoth. Once again, kore, koreth, korim, korvoth. That's all. So only we need to recognize it. We can recognize easily. For example, look here, no ending, masculine, no ending, masculine, no ending, masculine, no ending, masculine. Then next one, eth, eth, at, at. That at, eth, we have already seen it's a feminine ending always. Then im, just look at the ending. Im, masculine plural. Here, oath, 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 feminine ending. Just we need only to recognize. So we are not going to form participles, Only we are going to identify the participle. So for us to identify the participle, it is enough that we identify the triconsonantal root and the ending. So triconsonantal root we can easily identify Barak, Zayak, Kara. So from here we can easily make so. If you are able to identify the triconsonantal root, one. Number two, the ending. If endings are clear, then participle is clear. So we need not worry that to remember all these rules. Good. Having said that, let's quickly run to.
Father, Resh is omitted from this, right, Father?
Yeah, Resh is omitted because Resh is a guttural, but it can take a shua. That is the exception there. Okay. So if you look here in the third instance, it can take a shua. Okay, but it's a guttural, but it can't take a dagesh. It can take a shua. That in that way, it is different from the other gutturals. Good, Mr. Kumar. Very good. So now let's take. Okay, so this is the summary of the rule which I have shared with you already through our group. So Zoek, Zoeket, Zoakim, Zoakot. He is crying out. She is crying out. They are crying out. Masculine plural. They are crying out. Feminine plural. Then we have fleeing. He is fleeing. Boreah. Suppose we say David. David Boreah. David is fleeing. Suppose Bathsheba Borahet. Bathsheba is fleeing. Suppose the soldiers are the messengers. Ham malachim borehim. The messengers are fleeing. Suppose the female messengers. So again, ham malachot borachot. The female messengers are fleeing. And kore calling, koreth female calling, korim masculine plural calling, korvoth feminine plural calling. Suppose God calling, Elohim Kore. Suppose we have to say Bathsheba calling, Bathsheba Koreth. So that's how it changes according to the words. This is the rule we were supposed to see the other day. Only that is lesson 6. So that's very simple lesson. It has only these three deviations from the regular participle. Now let's go to vocabulary and quickly run through the sentences. The vocabulary is very easy. Okay. Cold. Cold is voice or sound. Suppose we have an expression, Bekol Gadol, in a loud voice, or to talk in a loud voice. So cold. Cold is voice or sound. Then we have Yates. Yates is tree or wood. Suppose in the Garden of Eden, the tree, the forbidden tree, or the trees which were there, are Adam and Eve hiding behind the tree. That is Yates. Then we have Kerem. Kerem means vineyard. Kerem. Then Zoek. From here we have the verbs. Zoek means crying out, especially in distress. For example, when the people of Israel cry out in Egypt, and God comes down and he says to Moses that I heard the cry of my people. That cry is usually Zoe. So it's not a crying in the sense of like calling out somebody loud. That's cry, not cry in that sense, but in distress or in suffering. Then we have Sholeah. Sholeah. So here, look here, it's a gliding vowel. So whenever the gliding vowel is there in front of head, it is pronounced first, then it's pronounced, the consonant is pronounced. So it is not Sholeha, but is Sholeah. Sholeah. That's why here in the transliteration also, Sholeah it is written, sending. Suppose king is sending. The king is sending. Ham melek Sholeah. So Sholeah. Bathsheba is sending Nathan. Bathsheba Sholeah Nathan. Then we have next one. Notea. Notea. Nata means to plant. Notea planting. Then Yod-se. Yod-se. That is Yod, Sade and Aleph. Yotse means to go forth or to leave. For example, the king is leaving the city. Ham melek Yotse ha'ir. The king is leaving the city. Suppose the king is planting a tree. So here we have tree, here we have planting. How would we say? Ham melek notea yates. Ham melek notea yates. Suppose we have to say the man is planting a tree. Ha ish notea yates. Suppose the notea changes into feminine noteyat. We saw earlier in the preposition section. Suppose the woman is planting a tree. Ha isha noteyat yates. Noteyat. So it becomes noteyat. Noteyat yates. Good. Then we go to the next one. Preposition tahat. Sorry, tahat is under or instead of. For example, you can say the book is under the table. So has sefer tahat has sulhan. Sulhan is table. The book is under the table. Suppose you can also say it can mean instead of. For example, the king sends prophet instead of. So here instead of queen. So we can say ham melech ham melech sholeya Nathan tahat ham malka. So the king is sending the prophet tahat malka instead of queen. So it can be either under or instead of. The next one we have key. Key is because, since, for, that. So it can be used as a relative pronoun also. So key is a little tricky word, but still from the context we can make sense. The prime meaning is key is a conjunction. For example, it means to say for. Suppose we say, I came home late for I was caught up in rain. So there for is actually, it introduces the clause which tells, it's a relative clause which tells for what reason. So that for that we use key. And then last one, rav. Rav means much, many, or numerous. So from here only we have the word Abraham, Rav, that father of many. Av means father, Rav means many. Rav, so Abraham, so Rahim. So that's how the Muslims call Ibrahim. So Rahim, father of many people. Rav means many or numerous. A very simple vocabulary here. Once again, we quickly run through. Cold, voice. Yates, tree. Kerem, vineyard. Zoek, crying out. Sholeah, sending. Notea, planting. Yotse, going forth. Tahat, under. Ki, because. Rav, much or many. Now let's go to the sentences, then it will be easy for us. I translate number one, then we will take up sentences. Number one, look at the sentence here. I read for you. Ha anashim notaim yetsim rabbim al ha har. Okay, we'll quickly revise because we might have forgotten here. Ha is the definite article. Anashim is plural form of ish. Ish, anashim is masculine plural, which means men. So ha anashim, the men. Next word, notaim. So triconsonant is nata, means to plant. Im is a masculine plural, and we have here o. So o comes means it is usually participle. So the men are planting. What are they planting? Yetsim. Yets is tree, plural again. Yetsim, trees. How many trees or what type of trees? Rabbim. Rab means we saw much. So when it comes to plural, it becomes many. So Rab becomes Rabbim. Yetsim, Rabbim. Many trees. Where do they plant? Al, on. Here, ha har. Har means mountain. Ha har means the mountain. Definite article. So we know everything. Definite article, noun, participle, then noun, adjective, preposition, definite article, then noun. Then we understand the meaning. The men are planting many trees on the mountain. Good. Now let's take the second one. Second one, maybe Mrs. Joyce, you'd like to read?
Yes, Father.
Okay, thank you. Hannah,
Hannah is
Yoshev,
Yesu,
Yoshev,
Yesu,
very good.
Tahat,
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 yeah,
Hai,
very good.
Hai,
Asher,
Asher, Asher,
Asher,
Asher,
Asher,
Ba, Ba,
Bagan, Bagan.
Bagan,
Okay,
Bagan.
very good. So we'll translate. I'll help you. Here we have the word Han-na-ar. So what is ha, Mr. Joyce, here?
Hai,
Grammatical.
the,
Yeah, definite article, the. Very good. So na-ar is the noun, young boy.
yes,
So the young boy. Yoshev. Yoshev is the participle because O is there. Yoshev. Yasha means to sit or to dwell or to stand, here it can mean. So sitting, okay, Yoshev, sitting. The young boy is sitting. Tahat, we saw recently. Preposition, under. Underwear, ha yates. Yates is tree, ha is definite article. So under the tree, asher, relative pronoun, which is bagan. Gan means garden. Bagan means in the garden. So how do we translate? The boy is sitting under the tree, which is in the
garden.
garden. Very good. The boy is sitting under the tree, which is in the garden. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Joyce. So we'll take one more sentence and we'll take a break of 2 minutes. So Father Jose, will you please read for us number 3?
Gadolim,
Very good.
Ha'etzim, Asher,
Very good.
Beharim,
Mm.
Mehaetzim,
Yeah.
Asher,
Very good.
Etzel,
Very good.
Hannahar.
Kannahar. Super, Father. So first we'll understand the grammatical category of each one. Okay, just grammatically, let us identify, Father, which is adjective, which is noun, like that. Okay, Kadolim, grammatically, what would be?
Gadolim is great. There is a masculine plural.
Okay, it means grammatically, it's a noun or adjective, Father? Great.
Then great.
Great is
Adjective.
adjective. Very good. So, adjective.
Adjective.
Then, eight seem.
Ha'etzim.
Tree. Okay, ha, what is the grammatical?
Ha is the definite article.
Okay, Father. Eight seem.
Eights is tree. Then eitzim means it is masculine plural.
Okay, grammatically, it is a noun.
Noun. Yes, noun.
Okay, next one, Father. Asher, grammatically.
Asher is relative pronoun.
Okay, Beharim. So,
Okay.
what is ba?
There is preposition.
Okay, Harim.
Harim. Har is mountain.
Very
So
good.
Harim, mountain means that is noun.
Very good.
Then
Then,
Harim is a masculine plural.
very good, Father. Then we have Me
May.
Ha Yetsim. May.
May It is a preposition and comparative. Both
Very
can
good. So
be.
preposition and comparative. So, okay, here it will be a comparative. Very good, Father. Then ha.
Ha it seem. Ha is a definite article.
Okay,
It
eight
is a
seem.
tree. That is noun.
Very good.
Then it seem means masculine plural.
Very good. Next one. Next line.
Asher. Asher
Yeah.
is again relative pronoun.
Okay. Eight cell.
Etzel is beside. That is near. It's
Very
a
good.
preposition. I think.
Preposition. Very good. Han nahar.
Hannahar. Ha is a
Ha.
definite article.
Very good.
Nahar is a noun.
Very good. So nahar is noun. So now we'll translate, Father. You have told very well the grammatical categories. Now we'll see the meaning also you have told. So how would we translate?
Gadolim means
Hmm.
that is plural. Great in
Great.
plural. Okay.
Yeah.
Then ha et seem. It's is a tree. So
Okay.
the trees.
The
The
trees.
so gadolim ha et seem.
Is it attributive or predicative, Father?
Since there is no definite article in the beginning, it is predicative.
Very good. So the trees are
Trees
big.
are big.
Okay. So what trees are big? The trees which are.
The trees are big. Asher. Asher is which? The trees which
Hmm.
are Beharim. Har is mountain.
Yeah.
In the mountains.
Yes, Father.
The
So
trees
together it will be
which are in the mountains are big.
are bigger, are greater, are
Are
taller.
greater. Uh,
Okay. And
then
you said may can be
Means comparative.
comparative.
So greater than or bigger
Very good.
than
Okay.
ha it seem. It's
Hmm.
again the trees
Okay.
are greater than the trees asher, which are
Hmm.
etzel near or beside.
Okay.
Near Hanahar. Nahar is a river. So
Very good.
the river.
The other river.
So
So together,
the
the
trees
trees
which
which
are
are in the
in the
mountains.
mountains are
Okay.
bigger than the
Bigger
trees
than.
which are beside the river.
Very good. That's all, Father. Good. Very good, Father. Very good. Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good. We'll take a 2-minute break, then we'll resume. Very good. Good. Thank you. So we'll continue. So we stopped with the father's translation, number 3. Then let's go to number 4. Mr. Kumar, you try Ammim.
Yes, Father. Let me try.
Yeah. Next one, Mrs. Karen will try number 5. Okay. Mr. Kumar, number 4. Ammim.
Amin, Rabin,
Yeah.
Yosubin, Ba, Aretz,
Very good.
Ki, Ha, Aretz,
Very good.
Tovot, Tova,
Very good.
Mehot.
Mebo. Super. So first we'll try to understand the grammatical category. Is
People in plural.
okay. Grammatically, noun.
Now it's a grammatical noun.
Okay. Rabbim.
Rabin, Rab is good. Great. So Rabin
Many.
is plural.
Very good. Grammatical category.
Grammatical is adjective.
Very
Adjective
good.
plural. Yoshavim
Very
is
good.
the participle in plural for masculine.
Very good.
Yoshavim. Ba Aretz, the land. It's ba is the definite article. A preposition ba plus definite
Okay.
article.
Super.
So it is ba Aretz. Ki is a conjugative.
Okay. Aretz grammatically.
Aretz is land.
Noun.
It's
Okay.
noun.
Very
Aretz
good.
noun. Ba Aretz. Then ki is adjective. Conjugative.
Conjunction or relative pronoun. Conjunction.
Relative pronoun. And again, ha, Aretz, it is only the definite article here. The land. Then finally is Tovot.
Tova.
Tova is actually adjective.
Very
Good.
good.
And Mehot is also again great.
Adverb.
Adverb.
Okay. Very good. So how would we translate? Ammim, Rabim, Yoshvim.
People.
What type of people?
Rabin.
Many
Rabin.
people.
Many people. Many
Yeah.
people.
Many people.
Are sitting.
Very good. Sitting or dwelling.
In the land.
Very good. Are dwelling in the land.
Dwelling in the land. Because the land.
Very good.
Is a great, a mighty good land.
No,
because
slowly.
it is a mighty.
No, here you take it as adverb. The land is very good.
Very good.
Yeah, the land is very good.
The land is very good.
Very good. Very good. Super.
Many people are sitting in the land because the land is very good.
Yeah, very good. Very good, Mr. Kumar. The many people are sitting, are dwelling, are living in the land because the land is very good. Super. Very good. Now let's go to here, Mrs. Karen. Number 5. Ha'am.
Ha'am is the people.
First, you please read, ma'am, fully. Ha'am, Soakim.
Ha'am, Soakim, Bekol, Gedayol, Gadol, Ki,
This is
Kasha,
Kasha,
Meod,
Avoda.
Avoda.
Very good. So now we'll go one by one, ma'am. Ha. So what is the grammatical category?
An article.
Very good.
People, noun.
Very good. So Akim.
So Akim is to cry out.
Very good. Grammatical category.
Crying out is a
verbal adjective or participle. Here
because
verbal adjective or participle. Yeah, we can say it's both verbal adjective or participle, we can say.
Verbal
It's a verb.
adjective.
You said correctly, verb. Okay, verb in the
Yeah.
participle form. Okay, next one, Beckol, ma'am.
Because is
Ber,
in whole.
yeah, grammatically, preposition.
Preposition.
Okay, call,
Whole is
voice,
in the,
voice or sound.
in voice. Okay.
Yeah, in voice. Voice would be what type? Grammatical category? Noun or
A
adjective?
noun.
Noun, very good. Gadol,
Gadol is an adjective.
very good. He,
He is a conjunction.
very good. Kasha,
Kasha,
difficult. Kasha means
difficult.
difficult is adjective again.
Difficult is an adjective.
Hmm.
Mehud is very, so it's a or much
Adverb,
ad,
adverb.
adverb.
Last one. Ha avoda,
Ha avoda is the work.
work. Ha
Work.
is
So
grammatically
ha is like a is an article.
definite article. Very good.
Definite
Avoda is
article. And avoda is work, which is a
no. Avoda is
noun.
article noun, ma'am.
Noun.
Yeah. Very good.
Ha avoda is the work.
Work.
So article and noun.
Very good. So now let's translate the entire sentence. The people
The people cry out.
are crying out.
The people are crying out
Okay, plural. Then in loud
in a
voice.
great voice, in a loud
Yeah, in
voice,
loud voice or big voice. Because
because the
the
work
work
the work is very hard.
the work was very hard or the work is very hard. So both way we can translate. The people are crying out in a loud voice because the work is very hard or very difficult. Good. Very good, Mrs. Karen. Let's go to Mr. Terence. Will you please read for us 6? Me, Yotse. Mr. Terence, you can unmute.
Me, Yotse,
Yes.
Min, Khair,
Hmm.
Khair, Kha, Da,
Ha, ra, a.
Ha, Ra, A,
Yes. Ha, ra, a.
Ha, Ra, A.
Super. So we'll understand one by one.
Yeah.
Grammatical category. Me.
Me,
Me means actually who.
who, question,
It's a interrogative particle, we can say. Question
Okay.
particle. Okay.
okay, interrogative particle. Yotse is,
Leaving.
yeah,
Leaving. Okay.
leaving, yeah, going
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 out
or
or leaving.
leaving. Yeah, that is participle, verb participle.
Verbal adjective.
Verbal
Participle.
participle. Okay, min is the preposition,
Very good.
and hair is noun, the definite article and
Okay. Definite
noun.
article and noun. Very
Noun.
good.
And ha rava,
Ha, ra, a.
ha ra a is
We evil. Evil means
yeah,
adjective.
adjective. Okay,
Okay.
so it is who
Hmm.
are leaving.
Singular or plural?
It is singular, masculine singular.
Who is leaving?
Who is leaving
Hmm.
from
Very
the
good.
city,
Hmm.
from the evil city,
Very good. So why
Who
do you
is
say
leaving?
from the evil city?
from the evil city.
Why do
Yeah.
you say? Why do you say it's attributive? Because article is here.
Here, yes.
So article, attributive.
Attributive.
So
Okay.
that is why it is not the city is evil, but the evil city. So who is leaving from or who
From
is leaving the
leaving
evil city? Very good. Super. And there
Thank you.
is no question mark in Hebrew. Only from the interrogative particle, we are
Yeah.
able to identify whether something is a question or as an indicative statement.
Okay.
Very good.
Thank you for that.
Super, super, Mr. Terence. So that's all. So that's lesson number 6, and the other 3 sentences we can do by ourselves. Good. Any doubt with this lesson? It's very simple because just we saw the different forms of participles where the consonantal positions have gutturals. Otherwise, there is nothing much in this lesson. Let's go to the last lesson of the day, that is lesson 7. That's very interesting equally because we are going to deal now today about the demonstrative that there is. So we are going to see, just let me open. Meanwhile, if you have any doubt on lesson or day 10, you can just ask me.
Father, I have a small doubt further.
Yes, Mr. Taran.
This, the wisdom, the word for the wisdom, you always spell it as Hokna, whereas we read it as Hakna.
Okay.
Why?
Okay, I'll explain here. Okay, so let's take the word here. So the word is Hokma. So this one. So this particular, this T has 2 sounds. Number 1 is long R, then short O. And when it precedes Shua, it is usually short O sound. That's why we say Hokma. It's not Hakma. If it were to be long, we have to pronounce Hakama because Shua will be pronounced in front of a longer vowel sound. So since it's a short vowel sound, Shua becomes silent and it becomes O. So that's why Hokma. Getting it, sir? So usually you think this way. If a Shua comes, that preceding vowel is here, that R becomes O only here.
Okay, Father.
Okay.
Thanks, Father.
Thank you. Good. So having said that, let's get into the next grammatical concept, that is predication of existence. Good. Predication of existence. By predication, we mean the subject. So it's not, it's predicating means subject, what in a sentence, or what comes after sentence. So how do we say there is no? For example, there is a man in the garden. There is a man in the temple. There is a woman in the house. So how would we say there is? And also there is no. Suppose there is no man in the temple. There is no woman in the city. How do we say? And this is used also to tell about there is no money to that person or there is no money to me. In the sense, it simply means I don't have money. So suppose I have money. How do I say I have money? But in Hebrew it is say, there is money to me. I don't have money. How do we say? We say in Hebrew, there is no money to him. I'll explain. That is what we are going to see now. Predication of existence. That is affirming an existence. For example, there is a man. Here we affirm an existence. Negation, negating an existence. There is no woman. So no, we are negating. Third one, we are going to explain or express the possessiveness or possession through this. Like I have money is usually told as there is money to me. I don't have money. There is no money to me. I'll explain. The next one, what we are going to say is prepositions with pronominal suffixes. Pronoun suffixes. In the sense, for example, to me. How do we say? To is a preposition. Me is a pronominal. So pronoun is the object pronoun. So how do these two words combine? That we are going to see in lesson 7. Very simple, but the concept looks little different. First one we'll understand predication of existence. So to state that something exists, Hebrew employs yesh. Yesh means there is, and it can be translated as there are also. So look at the sentences here. Yesh, ish. There is a man. Yesh, isha. There is a woman. Yesh, anashim. There are men. So yesh is same for all. So it does not change according to the number or according to the gender. For example, here anashim plural. It does not change into yeshim. It remains the same yesh. Suppose it is feminine. Yesh isha. It is not yesha isha. It does not change. There is remains same. So we'll just write and see. Yesh ish. There is a man. Let me share my paint. So how do we write here? Yesh. So yesh. So yesh. Yesh ish. So yesh ish is there is a man. Yesh isha. Suppose you want to say isha. Yesh isha. Yesh isha is there is a woman. Ish there is. I'm in a class. There is a man, there is a woman. Yesh, Isha. So, Yesh, Isha. There is a woman. So, it remains same. So, Yesh. So, Yesh means just there is. There is. Suppose how do we negate? There is not. Suppose there is no man. So, again, we go back. Here, yen. The negative expression for non-existence is yen. Look here, yen ish, yen isha. There is no man, there is no woman. Let's write here. So yen. So aleph, long a, final noon. So yen means no, there is no. So negation. This also does not change according to gender or number. So this is same for all. Yen ish, yen isha, yen anashim. In the sense there are no men. Yen anashim same. So yesh means there is, yen means there is no. Okay. Suppose, how would we say there is king? Maybe Mr. Terence, there is king. How would we say?
Yesh
Yeah.
Melech.
Very good. Mrs. Karen, there is a woman.
Yesh Isha.
Very good. Mrs. Joyce, there is a man.
Hey, Hasim.
Yes, is.
Is.
Yes, is. Very good. Father Jose, there is no boy.
En
Very good.
Naar.
Super. Very good, Father. In Naar. Mr. Kumar, there is no river.
There river, right?
There
Yesh,
is no river.
Yesh,
No, there is no. There is no river.
Ain, Nahar.
Yen Nahar.
Ah.
Very good. Thank you, Kumar. So Yen Nahar means there is no boy. Yen Nahar means there is no river. Very good. Super. So that is very simple. Yen Yesh. And now slightly there is a little change in one, then meaning changes. So here, look at the sentence here. This sentence type figures largely, so I'm sharing, sorry. Let me share. This sentence type figures largely in expressing possession. So here we have Yen Laish Kesef. Look at the sentence here. Yen means there is no. Ish is man. La is preposition. La plus ha. Kesaf. Kesaf is silver. So literally it means there is no money to the man. So dynamically it is translated as the man has no money or silver. Once again, yen. Yen is the negative particle of negation. Yen. Kesaf. There is no silver or money. To the man. La ish. There is no money to the man. It means the man has no silver. Suppose we have next one. There is. Yesh, ish, la, isha. So yesh means there is. Ish, man. There is a man. La, isha, to the woman. So what does it mean? The woman has a man. So when the predication of existence is followed by preposition, it becomes a possessive sense, or it gives a possessive sense, possession. Suppose we say, Yen laish kesav. We said the man has no silver. Suppose we have to say, Yen lammelek kesav. How would we translate, Mr. Terence? Yen lammelek kesav.
There is no silver.
Very good.
With the king.
Super. So that is a literal translation. How can we put it in the possession? The king
has no money. Or
the
no
king
silver.
has no money. Very good. Super. Okay, Father Jose, we'll take one more sentence. Yen lanna ar kesaf. Yen lanna ar
Lanna are Kesef.
kesaf. Yeah.
En is for negative. Okay.
Very good.
Then lanar. So since the naar is boy, lanar means to the boy.
Very
So
good.
since the negation is followed by a preposition, it
Yes.
shows possession,
Very good.
non-possession. Okay.
Very good. So
So
there is no
kese.
money to the
Kese
boy.
means silver or money. So there is no money to the boy. The boy has no money. That will be the translation.
And rent as the boy has no money. Thank you, Father Jose. Miss second one, Yesh La Isha is there. Suppose we say Yesh Melek La Isha. Translate Yesh Melek La Isha. Literally, there is unmute.
There is
Very good.
Ish.
Here, instead of Ish, I was saying Melek. There is a king.
There is a king.
La Isha.
To La Isha.
How would you translate?
To the
Very
woman.
good. So there is a king to the woman. So how we can render in good English? The woman.
The woman has a
Very
king.
good. The woman has a king. The woman has a king, or the woman has a master. Very good. So you understood it. So very simple. Only that when la to is there, only the when we translate, the meaning changes. Means when you do a dynamic translation. Even the literal translation also makes sense. For example, yen la ish kesav. There is no money to the man. There is no money to the man. So it's a literal translation, but it implies that man has no money. That's what the first one. The predication of existence. So both affirmation, negation, and possession. Okay. So suppose earlier we have seen here, I'm comparing with what we studied in lesson 1. The sentences expressing existence and those having adverbial predicates are sometimes identical. In the sense, look at the sentence here. Ha ish babbayit. So this is what we saw in the first lesson. The man is in the house. Here now in the 7th lesson we have seen yesh ish babbayit. So there is a man in the house. So meaning wise both are same. The man is in the house. Here there is a man in the house. So a man is in the house, or there is a man in the house. Suppose we say yen ish babbai. There is no man in the house. So we can negate when we add yen, but ha ish babbai, that is subject plus adverbial predicate, also has the same meaning. This is just to compare with what we have seen earlier. Otherwise, just don't be confused. Yes.
But
yes, sir.
But the first one is definite article is there, whereas the second one you don't have a definite article. It's only an indefinite. This one,
okay.
A man is coming.
Very good. But the indefinite, but the meaning is same. Suppose you say the man is in the room. There is a man in the room. So meaning is same.
Yeah, but we don't know what which man or that man means. I mean, a particular man.
Okay, but still, man is okay. Means
I think when there is used, it is indicating a particular man. That is a definite.
Yeah, it's indicating. It's indicating
there
a particular
looking
thing.
at definite article.
Yeah, so that way it becomes definite since there is there.
That's what I was saying. Thank you for that.
Very good, very good. Thank you. Okay, good. So now let's go to the last one. It's very simple, simpler than the other one. If we know this, we will know what is going to come, that is the verb. Okay. So now we are going to see the concept prepositions with the pronominal suffixes. Pronominal suffixes. Okay, first let's understand the pronoun a bit, little grammar, then we will get into. I share my screen again, paint. Good. Okay. Now let's understand. First one, we'll understand pronoun. Pronoun, at least in, we have three types, that is subject pronoun, object pronoun, possessive pronoun. Suppose we say subject pronouns, what are they? In English, I, you, he, she, it, we, you, plural, they. They are subject pronouns in the sense they behave like a subject of a sentence. For example, I am Yesu, you are Karen, he is Terence, we are students, you are brothers, they are friends. So here all in the subject. The same could be object, like I becomes me. Joes met me, so that becomes I becomes object. Father Joes met you, again object. Father Joes met him, her,
Him,
it.
them,
And Father Joes
them.
met us, then you and them. So this is object. Then we have another group, possessive. That is my book, your book, his book, her book, its book, then our book, your book, their book. So there are like pronoun is same, but they take different functions. So I is a pronoun. When it becomes subject, it becomes I. In object, it becomes me. Possessive, it becomes my. So here already we have seen possessive. For example, my money. So that is case of Lee. So Lee actually conveys the my. Now we are going to see object. So this one, suppose object pronoun are combined with prepositions. Like for example, we are going to see now to. In English, suppose to me, there are two words. But how do we render this in Hebrew? So in Hebrew, to is le, and how would we render me? That we are going to see now. So the concept is clear, I suppose. So we are going to see pronouns. In English, there are three types of pronouns: subject pronoun, object pronoun, possessive pronoun. And to understand pronoun is pro plus noun. Means it is on behalf of the noun. For example, instead of saying James, I say he, because he is pronoun. So instead of or for. So this he stands for James. That's pronoun. So we are going to see now object pronoun with prepositions. So the concept is clear. Now we go to see how the Hebrew renders it. Let me share my screen with you. It's very simple. Only we need to identify the ending, and ending will never be confusing because we know already a few endings. Okay, first one, Lee. Lee means to me. So E is actually first person singular ending. So E. Then Leha. Leha is second person masculine singular ending. Lah, to you. Ah is feminine singular ending. Lo, to him, masculine third person masculine singular ending. La, so A plus Dagesh. So you can remember the bindu. The bindu means the pottu which we keep on the forehead. So there is a pottu here, there is a bindu here. So from here we understand it's woman. So to her. So if a dot is inside, you can understand it is a woman, to her. Then Lanu, nu we know. Immanuel, Immanu. Nu is always first person plural. Nu, Lanu. Lahem, to you, masculine plural. Lahen, to you, masculine, feminine plural. It's very rare because it's not at all there in the Bible. Only for grammar sake we have here Lahen. Lahem, because in the Bible, no, not in one place that women are addressed in plural. So only men are addressed in plural. So there is no plural, feminine plural in the second form. Then lahem, to them. Lahem, lahen, to them, feminine plural. Once again, li, leha, lah, lo, la, lanu, lahem, lahen, lahem, lahen. So here they may be pronounced the same, but for the initial you can say lahem, lahen, lahem, lahen. So once again, li, leha, lah, lo, la, lanu, lahem, lahen, lahem, lahen. So no ending is same. So we can easily see. So how do we see? Li, me. So think of E sound. E sound as a dot. So you think of a dot, li. Leha, to you, masculine singular. La. Lo, masculine singular, third person. La, feminine singular, third person. Then lanu, immanu. Lahem, lahen, lahem, lahen. Good. Then we have similar with the same ending. We have with object marker like me. So oti. Just we see the construct, then we'll see the example. Oti, same like li, otaha, otah, oto, ota, otanu, and here there is a change. Yethem, yethen, otam, otan. So only here there is a change. Yethem and yethen, this is in bracket because this form is not in the Bible. Yethem, yethon. Yethem, yethen, otam, otan. Again, look at the endings. Yet we know. Yet is the object marker. So E, first person singular. Yetaha, second person masculine singular. Ah, second person feminine singular. O, third person masculine singular. Ah, third person feminine singular. Anu, immanu, nu, first person plural. Yet came, K, kaf is there. So it is a feminine plural, masculine plural. Kain, feminine plural. Otam, im. Then otan, again masculine plural, third person, feminine plural, third person. So here the pronouns as objects of the verb may occur as suffixes on the object marker. For example, he saw me. So oti. So he saw me is an object and it goes with the object marker. He saw me. Oti. He called me. For example, the king called me. Hammelek kara oti. The king called me. The old man called me. Hazaken kara oti. So called me because object plus object marker plus the pronominal suffix. So e, eha, ah, o, a, anu, came, hen. So that is how we form the prepositions with pronominal suffixes. Okay, so this is the last slide. With this we'll conclude. Let's employ them in the sentence. Haish noten lanu lehem. So here look at the sentence. Haish, the man, noten is giving, lehem is bread, Bethlehem. So lehem is bread. Lanu, so la means to, nu is a plural, first person plural. So to us, the man is giving bread to us. Second one, yen li kesaf. Yen, there is no, kesaf, silver. There is no money, li, to me, which means I have no money or I have no silver. Next one, Yesh lahem melech. Yesh, there is. Lahem, to them. There is to them a king, which means there is to them. It becomes they have a king. Last one. Ham melech sholeya otam yel ha'ir. Ham melech, we know, the king. Sholeya, participle, is sending. Otam, eth plus am, us, sending, them, third person, plural. It will be, Otanu will be the first person, Otam, yel ha'ir, to the city. The king is sending them to the city. Good. Then what we follow is vocabulary. We can just run through, then we'll see in the next class. So today we'll quickly revise what we have seen. Let's come back.
One small question further.
Yes, sir.
This low
Yeah.
means no, isn't it, further? There is a
no.
word.
Okay, no is different. Okay. So what we have is with the, okay, let me write here. So what we have is low.
With Lamech and Wow with the
Okay,
colon.
so what we have written is low. And what no means, it is low.
Lamech with the colon. So,
Yeah. This is with the aleph, it is no.
oh, with Aleph.
Yeah. Okay, there is a complete change is there.
Okay. Okay, further.
Very good. So quickly let's run through. So today we have completed the participles by seeing 3 other forms. Then we have got into predication of existence, affirmation, negation, possession. Then we have seen preposition with the pronominal suffixes, pronoun suffixes. By pronoun, we mean in English subject pronoun, object pronoun, possessive pronoun. We have taken only the object pronoun and we have mixed with suffixes. So we have taken le and we have taken object marker et. So it becomes ot. So that's how we have seen. Good. So just run through the vocabulary and sentences. I think we can now, means after having crossed more 6 lessons, you'll be able to just see the vocabulary and you try to understand the meaning. So it's like, again, Hebrew is like mathematics. Just you replace the numbers and the numerals, then the meaning changes. So that's very simple. If you understand the rule, replace with the vocabulary, then you get the meaning. Good. So if you have any doubt, you can always write to me, text me, or call me. Good. Very good. So we'll meet on Saturday.
Thank you for this.
Thank you. Have a nice day. God bless.